And welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we will be completing the makeover of the elegant living room with some simple ideas from drab to fab. Let's get right into the video. Just to give a quick recap of the living room makeover, I started by selecting a color palette that feels serene, cozy, and elegant. I wanted something timeless that would stand the test of time, and here's a preview of the room before featuring the color choices. Next, I chose Whisper White as the base color for the room to create that elegant, timeless look. To tie everything together, I added artwork that incorporated the room's colors, both large and small, so I could craft a more personalized, tailored look. I also added touches of gold for the extra touch of sophistication in the space. One of the personal art pieces, which you can find linked down below in the description area, is titled Souls Rising, and I created that using some drywall mud, along with the other using some drywall mud and some tape. For another piece, the Souls Rising, I also used a thrifted canvas that was framed beautifully in a thick and chunky frame, exactly the look I was going for the space. Next, I had to address the door, which was a very brown, dark color. As you could see, it disrupted the flow of the space since the dining area is open to the living area, and I wanted a seamless look throughout the space. And the dark color was cutting off the continuity. I then purchased a few key pieces, which I'll share in a haul in a playlist that will be linked down below for the entire room's makeover. These included some stunning gold candle holders that I used as standalone pieces with some beautifully organic shaped vases. One vase in particular, very elegant, featuring a French blue color with subtle light beige accents, and each item was carefully chosen to enhance the overall feel of the space. Next, I had to revisit the window. As you can see, the space between the curtain panels wasn't working for me. Even though the width of the curtains was appropriate for the window size, that visible gap disrupted the flow once again. So I decided to add another panel in a cream color to close that gap and create a more seamless look. In my eyes, it looks so much better now with the empty space filled in. The additional panel really completes the look and brings it all together. I noticed that the space on top and in the corner was feeling a bit barren, needed some height and substance to fill it out. To address this, I used artwork I created, the Souls Rising, which added the perfect touch. I then incorporated a book, introduced a subtle pop of color with that in a very small dose to balance the space. And to complete the look, I added a floral arrangement, which had soft tulips in a vase filled with faux acrylic water, giving it a very realistic appeal of fresh flowers. And with this combination, I thought it brought life and dimension to the area. I then had to turn my attention to the other side of the sofa, and I placed an accent table there, keeping the decor minimal and very intentional. I added only a book I had previously purchased in the clips before, keeping the area sparsely decorated. The only other items I added included the gold candle holders, but I chose not to add any candles to them, allowing the simplicity and the elegance of the pieces to stand out on their own. Turned my attention to the sofa, just adding a touch of the French blue with pillows, which you can find linked below in my Etsy shop. Next, I addressed the dark, heavy brown cabinet that houses the television. I felt it was too heavy for the space, so I went to my local Benjamin Moore dealer to get a custom paint match. I created the perfect light color with a hint of beige to complete the look. So with these color choices that I mixed together, I was able to achieve the exact color again that I wanted for the cabinet, and then I went back and I repainted the entire cabinet, finally achieving the look that I had been wanting for so long with this cabinet, because again, it was in a very heavy dark brown wood and it was not working for this space and space to come. And above the cabinet, I hung the 3 DIY art pieces I previously made using the drywall mud, and this combination lightened up the space and tied everything together just beautifully. With all these additions, the space is now complete and ready for living. As you see, I will adorn the top of the cabinet that I recently painted with the vases. And then I turned my attention to a piece of art that I went by my daughter's house on one day. And then she said, "Look, Mommy, look what I made you." Reminding you that she is a full-grown adult. And I still get to come home with art pieces made by my child. And I absolutely adore the piece. And I added it to the one of the ledges on the cabinet. I then also added a piece of textile that I purchased from a thrift store. Now, I am not normally a fabric purchaser at the thrift stores, but this piece was actually new with the tag still attached to it, and of course it was in the beautiful French blue color, and I could not pass it up. And it was also by one of my favorite designers, which is Ralph Lauren. I love the clothes, I love the home furnishings and designs that brand creates, and I was able to add this special touch to the living room space. With that being said, there is an empty space when you first walk into the house. Again, it is completely open to the living room and dining area. So I wanted to define the space just a bit, so I added these 2 ottomans in the entry point to create some definition. As always, stay inspired, motivated, and keep moving, creating something beautiful, whether it's for yourself or for someone else. This has been Shenell, and don't forget to check out the blog and the website that is linked below, along with other videos I've created for this space. You can also check the link that will be down below for my other channel. I would love it if you would drop by there. There is a lot of transformative content over there for faith-based content. That is lifestyle and inspiration with Shenell. And I'll see you all for the next one.